So, it's been a while since I made one of these, fully with the phone. As you could tell by the video, I don't even know exactly where to look at. I think it's, yep, right up here. So, yeah, it is, well, I totally forgot today's day. I think it's the 12th, March 12th. It's definitely a Friday, and I am coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I guess this is kind of a coronavirus update. That's what it is. I've been on vacation for almost the last 2 weeks. First vacation I've taken in a really long time. I've kind of planned this out for a while, and things really seem to be breaking down while I've been gone. I left for San Diego right before Leap Day, February 28th. And right around that time, I remember checking the news, and there was one coronavirus case in San Diego. And I believe right around that time, New York City had its first case. And for those that don't know, I am from New York City. And a couple of days before I left, I was watching the news, and I think, you know what? Something's a little off. Something's definitely a little bit off. I know it's a function of the news to keep us calm. I know it's a function of the news not to really tell us everything, because heck, if we really knew everything that was going on, we'd go nuts. It's too much to handle. You know, we have to work for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then commute and eat and go to the gym and do all this other stuff that sustains normal life. So I knew that something was up. People on the internet were saying, hey bro, it's just a flu, it's just a flu. And boy, are those guys, have those guys been proven wrong. Oh man. So yeah, I went into my local grocery store. I bought some non-perishable foods. A couple days before I left, the grocery store was calm, the food was plentiful, and you know, just put it in my shelf and figured, heck, I'd forget about it. Pretty much everyone I told this to thought I was a crazy person. They're like, hey, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing ever happens. You're gonna wake up tomorrow, you're gonna live like any other normal day. And now, almost 2 weeks later, as I prepare to go back home to New York, I see pictures and images of empty store shelves. Everything's just kind of been picked clean. Now, I don't know exactly what's happening because, again, you have misinformation from the media, which is kind of a constant. I used to work in the media. Like, I know it happens. So, and also there's a lot of New Yorkers that are, for lack of a better term, new. You know, they haven't spent that much time in New York. They only spend time in certain areas. There's people that, you know, try to be like David Bowie, and like, I won't go past 14th Street. There are only people that hang out in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. There's people that have never been to Staten Island their entire life. And I feel like there might be, I don't know, some overblowing, because all of these people, these newer New Yorkers, like, I know they're gonna go to Whole Foods. I know they're gonna go to Trader Joe's and pick that place apart. And I'm also fairly sure that they're probably not gonna give the bodega down the block a try, or down a couple of blocks. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of neighborhoods that they won't go into. I have friends that live in those neighborhoods, and those grocery stores are always plentiful. So I don't know. I'll see about it when I get back. But yeah, I have a stash. I hope that you have a stash too. So what else is going on? Again, been traveling. Probably not the most responsible thing in the world at this time. But if you've ever clicked through my previous videos, you would know that I'm a cancer survivor. And it's kind of trying to YOLO my life. I got a second chance at life. I got to take it. You know, this is why I'm in New Orleans. By the way, New Orleans people, your city is absolutely beautiful. This is probably the most gorgeous city in the United States that I've ever visited, and it's so magical. I kind of want to move here now. Sorry, New York friends, but you know, you never know. So everything seems fairly calm everywhere that I've been, and coincidentally, if you look in a couple of places, you can find some supplies. I'm talking about toilet paper shortages. I'm talking about shortages of hand sanitizer. I've been able to see them in in small towns, in places where I pull over to go use the restroom, get a meal. A lot of rest stops seem to have them in between large interstate highways. I'm not going to give the exact positioning because people will make a run and it might cause panic. I don't know, but all this stuff is definitely still available. A really nice old lady at a store in Galveston, Texas, told me with her sweet, darling accent, she said, "Oh, sugar, just have a little rubbing alcohol and a little bit of aloe. That's what sanitizer really is." And I didn't know that. I got to double check to see if that's true. But that would be the most mind-blowing thing that I have discovered ever since someone told me that you can make honey mustard just by taking some honey and some mustard. Hey, don't laugh. That was like 15 years ago. But I always thought there was more to honey mustard than just honey and mustard. So it might be time to start making aloe at home. So yeah, New Orleans. I saw a man die yesterday. I saw a man die and be brought back to life. It was weird. I have a list of places that Anthony Bourdain visited in New York. A buddy of mine is a huge Anthony Bourdain fan, and it's always cool visiting all the places that are featured on TV and like Travel Channel spots. I know New York has so many of them. Shout out to Pig Heaven in the Upper East Side. Still one of the best barbecue spots in New York City. And, you know, location of my birthday parties for a couple of years back there. Anyway, I'm walking around and I'm about to get into this bar that was on one of the Anthony Bourdain list bars. The name escapes me. I feel like such a jerk. I should totally drop the name right now. You know, give these guys a little promo if this video blows up, but I'll add it later. Or I'll edit the video, cue video edit, back from video edit. Oh, I probably didn't do that stuff. It was just gonna be one long shot. So anyway, I'm outside the bar and I see a guy getting CPR performed at him. There's like a group of 5-6 people huddled next to a car, and they are pumping this dude's chest, man. They are pumping this dude's chest. I didn't really stay and look because I don't want to, interfere. I don't want to be that jerk, but he was dying, and I went off to the side. I grabbed a drink at that bar. I was just kind of looking. Started talking to the bartender, one of the dudes that was there, and they're like, "Man, yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Apparently, there's a lot of drugs in New Orleans." Kind of gave me the rundown of it. I'm like, "Yeah, he's dead." And then maybe 5-10 minutes later, they thought he was dead because the ambulance showed up, and Then they just stayed. Those guys told me, like, listen, if the ambulance shows up and he's good, they load him onto the ambulance, haul his ass to the hospital. And if they don't, he probably died on the spot. So, a couple of minutes later, I guess one of the local guys comes through and like, hey, they brought him back. They brought him back, So I saw a guy die and be brought back to life. So there's a metaphor there. There's a metaphor there for all of us. Speaking of dying and being brought back to life, my semi-annual post-cancer checkup is supposed to be on Wednesday. I don't know how New York will look like. I think I'm going to start doing these daily now. All I really need is my phone. I won't trouble you guys with edits yet. I'm not a super professional. I'm not like PewDiePie or those the lovely drag queens, Trixie and Katya. Shout out to my friends for showing me Trixie and Katya. Anyway, I have to go to the hospital on Wednesday. A hospital that has some of the most vulnerable people medically in New York. Memorial Sloan Kettering. I got my checkups in the same place that people get their chemo. I've gotten chemo there, and let's see. I haven't gotten any calls about delays or cancellations yet. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, might not happen. They might change buildings. I don't know. It's been 5 years since my diagnosis. I still live with the fact that it can come back at any time. I've heard people say that it comes back on them. And you know what? Last time that there was a global pandemic, the Ebola crisis 5 years ago, that's the last time I was really paranoid. I'm like, I'm going to get Ebola. But no, I got cancer instead. So, lesson in there. Anyway, let's see what happens. I hope you guys are prepped. I hope you guys have some PlayStation games. I hope you guys are good to go, because at least according to the news and what I've been seeing, it's gonna be a weird time coming up. I don't know. I'll probably be better prepared for this tomorrow, but today I'm gonna go enjoy the heck out of the lovely city of New Orleans, and I'm coming back to New York tomorrow. I think I'm gonna start making these every day, so stay tuned. All right, take care.